Okay, another week. Let's dive into the charts real quick. Just gonna do a BTC overview, ETH overview, kind of get a good market outlook out for you guys, and then for the rest, yeah, we're just gonna play it slow this week. There's not a lot to say um, on the market right now overall, so we're just gonna dive into it. Try to keep this as short as possible, and yeah, as per usual, check out Twitter, check out Telegram, check out WooX. All the links are below. I would appreciate all the love you guys can show there, and let's dive straight into it. So here we go on the chart for you guys, and then we can start off on the weekly, right? So overall, I do want to cover the yearly on ETH and BTC here. So on BTC, honestly, this still looks pretty good. ETH, this is a lot less pretty looking, right? So we just literally dumped from the year high 44%, and we're back at yearly open. This is the key level on ETH, right? That's higher time frame on the yearly time frame for ETH, and it just looks a lot weaker, right? But let's go back down to normal time frames and to cover weekly first. Essentially, structure wise, not a lot has changed, right? I still believe, just like last week, that this range is not intact anymore. Of course, we're below this, but this is still the key levels here, right? So that counts at 60, 65, and then 72. These three levels remain key, and that's that. Additionally, if we just delete these levels and we delete this, we have this kind of, flag or whatever you may want to call it, diagonal range, whatever, right? These levels have been nicely forming up, and you essentially want to see this bounce from these lows, come back up to here, reclaim that 60k level, and break out of this, get that liquidity to the top side that we've been doing for months, right? So all this liquidity, you can see the market bubbles here, and we want to see that occur again, right? You can see if we look back to this, that if you want to theorize, we could see, this being this or being this, and then this being a further upside move with less liquidation bubbles, but coming back up to about 95, 100, something like this, 80 maybe, and retest, like kind of doing the same thing we did here on, of course, a different time horizon, which is going to give less returns. I would say 85 is my first level that I'd be looking at if we do break out of this range. So that's really simple, how I would cover BTC here on the higher time frame. Let's delete all this. There you go. When it comes to the daily, I think we haven't been looking pretty, right? I think a lot of people are actually waiting to get this wick fully filled, and then we see a recovery. I'd be afraid, or I'd be, let's say, not sure about that. Despite me wanting to see that, I do think, a lot of people are waiting for this 44k level, this revisit of this general area. I don't think that's quite what's going to occur, and that, it's all probability. I'm not going to say that I know what's going to occur, but I would like this wick filled already, as we've seen here, and to continue, down a little bit and see what happens here. So this level is just generally where I want to see some type of flip, and then recovery of that 60k. First level is going to be 58. And honestly, there's not much to say on the lower time frames. The structure just doesn't look good. It looks like we need to build a structure for me to say anything more, particularly. So that covers that, right? Then let's go to ETH. Start on the weekly. This looks a lot nastier than BTC does, right? I've been covering every week relative levels. I'm not going to do it this week. I'm trying to keep this one a bit shorter, but relatively, this is just consistently weaker, right? ETH does not look as good as BTC does, and we've just seen the yearly, where we're at that yearly open level right now, playing around with it, which sits right around here. So essentially, this is where we want to see a bounce from ETH, and I've been talking about this level for months, where this is generally this order block, this VRVP level, is what we want to see hold, right? This level, this peak POC, point of control, is kind of what we want to see hold here. Build up some structure, and if we want to see ETH hold here, we want to see BTC hold somewhere here too, right? So that's why my thesis on BTC, and that's kind of a twisted thesis because of course you want to see BTC lead the market. Despite that, I would like to argue for the fact that this is the key level for ETH. So once ETH starts holding, etc., BTC remains the industry leader, and I completely agree with that, and I completely subscribe to that. Despite that, this level is so pivotal for ETH that I think, corollary markets, I would like to see them interacting together and helping each other out at this point where, this could be a level of interest in an inverse way where ETH wants to hold here, and that means BTC should hold here, and let's hope it does. And if it doesn't, then ETH is kind of wrecked, right? We can still recover, of course, but this level, this yearly open level, is just crucial right now. Okay, ETH. For the rest, we go down time frames. This still looks nasty on ETH, right? It doesn't look good. Does not look pretty. 4 hour does not look pretty. Nothing looks pretty on ETH, nothing looks pretty on BTC, and nothing looks pretty on your altcoins. And that's a simple market overview, really. There's not much else to say, right? BTC is not sitting at a key level like ETH is, right? BTC is just sitting at a level. Generally, the level I would say is down here. This order block, I've been talking about that for a while. I wouldn't mind seeing us come into this and come back up and build some type of structure. So again, the key for this week is on all coins, BTC, ETH included, we want to see a structure build. We just do not have structure lower time frame to say the bottom is in. Like, this is not a bottoming structure right now. This would be more something I'm confident in, right? Even this would be more something I'm confident in. But as we're sitting where we're sitting right now, not much interest, not much to say even. Same on ETH. Where we're sitting right now, there's not much to say. If it does this, we have something to say, right? Even if it does that, we have some level, some bottoming structure potential. But as we're sitting where we're sitting right now, there's not much else to say except please wait it out, see where it goes. You can try to capture a long or two from this level, and say, okay, well, I think this is the bottom, and you might fucking have a great time and get bigly rewarded. But that's not how I would want to play it. I would rather see some type of structure build out, whatever that may look like. So that's it for this week's overview. Careful on the markets. There's no altcoins that look good on my watch list that I'm, actively happy about. So be careful. Have a good week, and speak soon.